Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to Week in Review. It's been a while since we've done this, but this is usually a weekly video that we do where we go over all the videos that we've done in the past week, give you kind of a short description of them. There's links to the full videos below, and this gives you a way to go back and check everything out. So let's get started.
Hey everybody, Chris Yee here. This week I did a couple of different videos. I did a rapid fire roundup, and I also did a 5 very almost adequate games kind of bundle review, so make sure to check those out if you want to see a couple games that, in the 5 games that aren't necessarily that great. But I was also in the Foursquare's review of Merchants of the Dark Road. I gave this game a 6.5. It's one that I enjoyed, but the more I play it, the more I struggle, the more I just see the flaws with it and the things that kind of get in the way of me having fun. I feel like there's a lot of elements that just aren't in your control, and so I want just a little bit more, whether it's in the dice that you take actions or whether it's kind of the game state or the price of the different goods and stuff. I've got some issues with it, so it's a 6.5. It's almost what I want, but not quite there. And then I also did a review of Messina 1347. This is a Vladimir Suki game that I gave it an 8. I gave it an 8 because I think that it's very fun. I like the thematic integration. This is during the Black Plague, and it really does some of those elements well. It's a puzzle that you can't do all of the aspects of, so you want to try and do the best that you can with what you've got. And I enjoy it a lot, but I worry a little bit about the setup bloat and the fiddliness of it. So I'm not sure where it'll stay, say in a year's time or so, but I really do have a lot of fun when I play it. So that's been my week.
Hey there everybody, it's Mike DeLisio, and this week I was only part of one review. I was in the Foursquare review for Merchants of the Dark Road. This is a new game from Elf Creek that uses a central pick up and deliver mechanism, which is one that I really like in games, and so I was maybe a little more predisposed to like this one. I came in on the highest score of the 4 of us with an 8. I like the theme, I like the aesthetics of the game. There were definitely some issues, and they were all brought up in the review, and I wouldn't even necessarily argue with those issues, but overall, it's a game that I have liked more. Every time I've played it, it could even go higher for me. So, for me, Merchants of the Dark Road is a very solid game, a nice entry into the pick up and deliver genre. Well, that's it for me this week. Let's keep it moving.
Okay, so I did a video of 5 short games, 2 of them about death. 4 of the games were meh. One of them, Holly Jolly, I really liked. But, those were a bunch of negative reviews for the most part. We also did a Foursquare review of Merchants of the Dark Road. Solid game, but a little too dry. There's a few thematic problems I have with it. I can only give it a 6 out of 10. Faux Diamonds. I almost like this one. Bad production. I mean, it's just very ugly looking. It's a trick-taking game in which there are fake diamonds in it. It's hard to explain, and you have to watch it, but it's not a very difficult game, but it felt a little too light for me, just shy 6.5. Bear Raid. This is a stock market style game that I enjoyed, but it's very heady. It's one of the first stock market games where you can actually short stocks in it. 7 out of 10, but not for everybody. Familiar's Tale. This is from Plaid Hat Games. Amazing production, great voice work, a story-driven tactical combat game that families are going to like. If you like Mice and Mystics, you'll like this one. 7.5. Townsfolk Tussle. I really love the theme of this game. If I was ranking these games by theme, 10 out of 10. This is very Cuphead-ish, but it's really well done. The game is a boss battler where you fight these 4 different bosses over the course of the game. It's a little more random than I would prefer, but I still had a good time. The theme really lifted it up. 8 out of 10. The Goonies, Escape with One-Eyed Willie's Rich Stuff. This is a escape room style game, adventure game in this series of games that the Op is putting out, and I really like these games. This one follows the plot of the movie. 8 out of 10. Super Skill Pinball. Ramp it up. This is the sequel to Super Skill Pinball, which I really liked. I also really like this one, which now has bigger pinball boards. Who's going to complain about that? 8.5 out of 10. And I took a look at one of the starter sets for Summoner Wars, Tundra Orcs vs. Phoenix Elves. I love Summoner Wars 2nd Edition. This is playable on its own, but I reviewed it as if it was an expansion. It's just amazing. I love Summoner Wars, one of my favorite games of all time. 10 out of 10. Also, if you missed it, This week I did it behind the scenes from Tom's Eyes, where I went around one week, this was about a month ago, I went around and recorded kind of what I did throughout the day. So you could see what it's like to work at the Dice Tower, at least what it's like to be Tom working at the Dice Tower. And I did some more shelf reviews, and we did a lot of Q&As went up last week. Almost everyone here at the Dice Tower did a live Q&A. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's keep going today. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Week in Review on the Dice Tower.